And today we're going to put in the new 2Patriots short single action trigger, and here it is. A couple things on this. We put an adjustment screw in the back of it so that you can catch it right where the trigger breaks and reduce all of your over travel. It already has a great pre-travel adjustment built in, but we put that adjustment screw in there. It's been popular on our double single triggers, and so we added it to this short single action trigger. So we're going to swap it out. This is a Squalo. I've already taken the panel off and the slide off. We're just going to go through trigger removal and then reinstallation of this one. It's super easy, right? So first thing I do is take off the slide stop and kind of keep that spring captured on there. Then I take out the trigger bar spring. Then I take out the trigger bar. Actually, I take out the trigger pin and then the trigger spring. So when you're doing that, right, you're covering over here so the spring doesn't go flying. So there's the pin and the spring, and then the trigger bar just pulls out, okay? And then the stock trigger drops right out. And I forgot to show the slop in the stock trigger, but if you add one, you know. So installation is super easy. Take the new trigger, drop it in the top, okay? Trigger bar. And on these single action Berettas, like, reinstallation is super easy. I like to put the trigger bar spring in at this time to keep the trigger bar kind of where it belongs. Okay. Then I feed the trigger pin in the back side, and you can see in there, let's see if we can catch that. Can you see the pin moving back and forth in there? Anyway, I get it so that it is not yet into the spring pocket. I hold it with my finger, drop the spring in there, and then we include this tool which has a little cutout. You see that right there? So that you can kind of grab that spring and push it right in. Okay. Oops. Hold that pin back out. Okay, so then it pushes right in there. You just hold it in there and push pin through. Super easy, right? Then I can put my slide catch back in. And I won't put the panel back on, but we'll run the slide back on. Okay, so now we have the single action, the short single action trigger. So it still has the same 90-degree break, which you see right there. Still has a super short reset. Okay, super crispy break at 90 degrees. However, compared to our original, which is fully 8 millimeters forward, right there at the break, it's 8 millimeters forward of the stock trigger. All right, so for my long fingers, it's great for me, which is why we designed it. So still fantastic reset, still fantastic over travel, but we've taken it closer back to the stock position. Let's see if we can get that in here. So that's basically, you get the idea, that's an exaggeration, but it's basically like that for folks who prefer it closer to the frame, folks with shorter fingers, smaller hands. So this is closer to the stock position, still has the excellent 90-degree break. And now we have an adjustable screw in there. So, and we left it accessible from the front, so you can screw in or out right here where it breaks and how much over travel there is. I have this one adjusted just about perfect, right? Super short reset, crispy break. There it is.